So let's now talk about banking. Kotak is the last bank to report numbers. Strong set of numbers from Kotak Bank. The stock has underperformed peers over the last couple of months. PSU banks are yet to report, and to discuss all of that, we've got Siddharth Purohit from Angel Broking with us. Pankaj is going to take you through that conversation. Pankaj, go on.
Prashant, thanks for that. Siddharth Purohit, Senior Equity Research Analyst Banking at Angel Broking, is now joining us. Siddharth, what do you expect from the PSU banks? We had OBC declaring numbers yesterday, which were, of course, not that great, but slightly bigger names. Union Bank would declare in the next few days. Bank of Baroda would come out with numbers. Anything that you can read from the OBC numbers?
See, the PSU numbers so far, what has come for 2-3 banks has really not been that great. And if you see your Oriental Bank of Commerce numbers, the slippages numbers remained very high, and there is no respite from incremental NPA occurring from this set of banks. Possibly by Q4, most of these AQR accounts will be recognized as NPA for PSU banks. But I believe the asset quality concerns still persist for PSU banks. Only bank which is exception to some extent is Bank of Baroda, which has recognized a large part of the problematic asset in the previous quarter, and they might report some amount of improvement. But given the commentary what we saw from the management, it is clearly visible that a couple of more quarters are going to be very tough for the PSU set of banks.
Right. As far as the bigger names are concerned, so maybe a SBI, maybe a some of the other names like PNB, they have rallied from the low. In Jan, markets were not that great, and prices were factoring in a lot of negatives to come in. So, do you think this time around, if there is any major deviation from what is expected, there could be a big derating again?
See, as far as performance for even the large banks is concerned, like SBI also, we are not expecting any respite in terms of asset quality. The slippages number are expected to be similarly high like Q3. So when you see, the overall environment, on one side the credit growth is not picking up, and your slippages are remaining high. So in terms of percentage of NPA, it will definitely go up. And that will keep the pressure on the provisioning part, and bottom line is going to take a hit. But one good part is that now PSU banks are taking forward all these accounts and trying to recognize them as NPA and taking the provisions, so that the entire cleaning up process can be fastened up, and possibly by FY17 we might see that a large part of the accounts would be would be recognized in the book as far as NPA is concerned. So possibly FY17, I feel that it would be another washout year for PSU banks. I don't see much of improvement happening in the near term, for PSU at least. For private, I believe that another 2 quarters, and possibly thereafter there will be a lot of improvement. But PSU, clearly I see that a lot of pain left out. As you heard even from the Andhra Bank management also, that a lot more accounts are yet to be recognized as NPA. So I'm not expecting any good set of numbers from the large PSU banks also.
Right. How would you go ahead and look at the commentary from this PSU banking space? They have every time said that, majority of the NPAs are behind, probably things would look ahead. Even if they say it this time around after 2 quarters of continuous writing, you think the street would not take it very positively?
Certainly not, because if you just see the set of numbers given by the private large banks like ICICI and Axis Bank, they have clearly disclosed that large amount of loans are still under trouble. Like for Axis Bank, they have clearly said more than 22,000 crores of loan are under watch. Similarly, for ICICI Bank, almost 44,000 crores of loans are under stress. And Axis has clearly said 60% of that loan can fall into NPA over next 8 quarters. So it is very difficult to believe that the problem for the PSU set of banks is getting over anytime soon. So I believe another 1 year is going to be tough for PSU banks. But one good part has happened during the last couple of days, or particularly yesterday. The Rajya Sabha has passed the bankruptcy bill. So probably that once is implemented, then possibly banks will be in a better position to recover their bad debts, and the process of insolvency will be fastened. So maybe incremental NPA we might see coming down, because the willful defaulters will definitely think twice before not paying up. So, but having said that, it is not a one-time solution, or it may not happen the solution might not happen in a single day. It will take maybe a couple of quarters to materialize. But certainly all these measures will help PSU banks in containing their absolute amount of gross NPA going ahead.
Right, but it'll take some time before we see the benefits of the bankruptcy court, or it actually starts to come into effect.
Yes, certainly it will take time, because as per the law, again, a separate body has to be formed, and new insolvency professional has to be come up, and the entire framework should take a couple of quarters to materialize. But one good part is that there is a time frame within which all these solutions has to be brought in, within 180 days all this resolution has to be done. So now we are clear that within a specified time frame, the banks will get an answer whether this is a viable business or it should be liquidated. So it will not continue for multiple years earlier as it used to be happened earlier. So now we get a vision that in within certain months time we get a clarity of the particular company whether this should be written up or this should be revived at all. So now banks get better leeway to look forward for future business, instead of only struggling to recover the past bad debt. So definitely it's a good move, but it will take a lot of time for PSU banks to really take the benefit out of this measure. But definitely it's a very good measure for the banking space entirely.
Right. How would you play the banking recovery? You said that you believe that private sector banking names would do well versus the public sector after the next 2 months. Still, the valuations at private sector banks are attractive. Axis has gone back to 500. Yes is at a new high. IndusInd is at a new high.
See, that is one of the reasons why private banks have a clear visibility of earnings, even though there is asset quality pressure will persist for ICICI and Axis. The management has said that. But post FY17, at least we believe that once this troubled assets are recognized, FY18 onwards, you see that earnings trajectory again picking up. So there is a clear visibility of earnings picking up from FY18 onwards, but that visibility is still not there in the PSU setup bank. So we definitely approach towards private banks, and we have a positive view towards private banks. And we believe that ICICI banks now looks attractive given the current valuation. If you adjust their subsidiaries and the investments, then possibly it is trading just just above one-time adjusted book for FY18. So which makes it attractive. I believe we have an accumulated rating on ICICI Bank for the timing, and we believe there is some upside left in private banks, including ICICI Bank. And SDFC has been our top pick, as we had mentioned earlier also. That has been a clear outperformer as far as earnings growth is concerned, and without compromising on the asset quality. So we'll definitely have a positive view on the private banks going ahead.
Right. How would you look at NBFCs? Recently, we've seen NBFCs rallying quite a bit. Do you think NBFC as a sector has re-rated versus the banks because of better growth and better asset quality management?
See, in NBFC, we are positive about the housing finance companies particularly. Housing finance, particularly if you see, overall the entire sector has managed their asset quality pretty well despite the tough macro environment. We have, among the housing finance companies, we have a buy rating on Dewan Housing Finance. The stock is quite undervalued. It is trading at 0.9 times its FI adjusted 18 book value. And they have managed their asset quality pretty well. And they are still, continuing to grow 20% plus. So we believe that within the, NBFC space, we are more comfortable on the housing finance company, because given the lower penetration of mortgages, we believe that 20-25% kind of growth is possible for multiple years here onwards. But rest of the NBFC, we need to revisit. But housing finance is definitely yes for us. We have a buy rating on Dewan Housing with a target price of 270.
Right. Thank you so much for taking out time for us. Always a pleasure talking to you. On that note, we are taking a break. On the other side of this break, Hina will take you through market check for the next 90 minutes.